Hey adventurers, welcome to the crew. I'm Sealord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we ventured into the Brackenbury Sanitarium and began exploring the place, learned a lot about Aloth's little mental issue, and we've uncovered evidence that an agent of the Leaden Key has infiltrated the place. So, after talking with its statue person in charge, we're now headed into the restricted area to get to the bottom of the situation here. Oh. Thanks, guard. Let me just quick save. In we go. Oh, a flesh construct. Are you frail? A curved spine twists this woman's posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Then, noting your appearance, she adds, a friendly visit, I hope. Any of the patients acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa, who relieves a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Edelman, who they say only has half a soul and was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. I'm different than normal, that is. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Oslo let us know a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it's gotten quieter over there since it started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he was always a bit of a wild one. Why are you in here? Behind her hair, her cheeks flush. I don't want to say, you'll think less of me. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy, took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Andra's gift, got by mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving, and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noblewoman comes in, wants this fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing, this shade of blue I'd never seen before. Only I had. I looked at it, and it reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. I remembered being a noblewoman myself in another life. People doting over me. Men doting over me. Me! The best food, the most beautiful home, all the things you'd never dare to dream of. They were mine. It was poison knowing that. All those things I had that I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into an estate and start ordering servants around. It seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me. But I can't get past it. I start to wonder. Did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Well. Yeah, I think probably you had it right before. Nothing to do but live with it. That's what kept me going, but it hasn't gotten easier, and it's too bad. Okay, what do you know about Ozo? Oh, I like him very much. Many animators could care less about their patients, look at us like vermin for their experiments. But Master Ozo treats us like humans, even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What'd they do to him? Frail's eyes dart back and forth, and her voice lowers to just above a whisper. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in the Deerwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash, even if he was a bit of a showman. He loves his homeland, he thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it. But he told me once that he'd figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in Andra's gift? No. They call them buoys, because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Oh, that's really dark. Okay. Anyway, Master Ozo had scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copper Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard. And he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't have the heart to ask him. But I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Oh, even if he was a good guy once, he must have screwed up real bad. Where do I find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. And how about the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen the guards allow a visitor. Just Master Ozzo. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Okay. What's up with the flesh construct? Okay. Well, it's not hostile, but I don't know what the hell it's here for. Crooked chalk marks cover the surface of the table. This table. The crooked boards show deep gouge marks. They're spaced like folk or elven fingernails. That's not ideal. There's a door over there. There is. Okay, that's locked. Maybe that's the North Ward. I don't know. A lot of these flesh constructs, not sure what to make of them. Not the nicest quarters you guys have got here for the patients, really. They're not cells exactly, at least, but still. Locked. Oh, it's also. Yeah. The copper wires and conduits are shiny. The device is warm to the touch. Something churned and bubbles in this tank. The copper. Okay. Yeah. Well, here's Ozzo. I guess we talked to him. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
Ethelmore told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. Yes, well, Ethelmore hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved to an inanimate object, so I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If all animancers all followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backward and willfully ignorant as rhinoceros. We would know nothing about life or death or even ourselves. We'd be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. I never thought I'd find myself in agreement with the statue, but Ethelmore's right about this fellow, at least. He sneers at Ozzo. How easily ambition masquerades as prudence. I'll bet he's fooled even himself. Well, surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives.
Many lives have been spent in such pursuits, writing treatises and poems. But tell me this, how does one verify the truth of a poem? If some philosopher stumbled across the meaning of our existence, how would we know it from a false one? These are wasted lives. In animancy there is progress. We are measurably closer to complete understanding because of our work, and that will be true until our work is complete. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
I mean, could be true, honestly. I heard you were demoted. How'd that happen? Ozzo's nostrils flare and he bars his upper teeth more broadly. That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Outmer? That smug weasel. Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if to remove a bitter taste from his mouth. Likes access to the North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. What, so you can coerce them into your experiments?
She's a patient! That blazing woman knows nothing of the nature of my experiments.
He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger, a growl simmering beneath his breath and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
Yes, I'm sure they will. I mean, I suspect they're all, severely out of their mind, but I'm going to go talk to them anyway. We might have to deal with Ozzo. Not much in all these. It's like cells or something, but they don't have doors. Oh, there are patients in that one, but Rather dark down here, must be said. But just another, like, yeah, it's just a little room. Okay, so that's the North Ward. Let me check what's actually to, like, the northwest first. More guards, flesh constructs. This is like a research room. It's weird how some of these things aren't stealing and others are. I don't know if that's oversights or what. Okay, I guess that's it. So let's go into the North Ward. See what we can see. Something tells me it's not going to be pretty up here. Okay, it seems it's just a row of cells.
This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets.
Yeah, Kyle's got a
Is
point.
that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
Yeah, I doubt the wealthier citizens have the same experience. I'm sure they have their share of family members they'd rather forget. But if all were treated like this, the sanitarium would never survive. What did these patients do to warrant such conditions? Well, there are many who come here and are cured of their ills. I hope so. Kind of takes a deep breath. You're probably right. It's just hard to see. It's beyond our way. This place gnaws at the soul. Oh, agreed. Yeah, no, this isn't okay, this place. Okay, can I actually have conversations at the doors, or... Oh, hi, Graham. This man has the look in his eyes of a hunted animal. At your approach, he staggers backward to the far corner of his cell, halfway appearing as though he'd climb the walls if it would get him further away from you. He cries out, a bizarre, primal utterance like nothing you've heard. Do we know that this guy's the spy? I need to ask you some questions. Graham looks at you blankly. It's unclear whether he understands you or not, but his panic's momentarily subsided. He opens his mouth to speak, but the words that come out are half-formed, as though his tongue were cut out. They're impossible for you to discern, if indeed they're words at all. I don't think he can speak anymore. Not in words, at least. This is monstrous. They said you were being treated here. He looks at you with uncertainty. Slowly, tentatively, he steps closer to the front of his cell, and as he does, for the first time you can perceive his soul within your ken. It's misshapen, as though maimed by some jagged instrument, and large expanses of it have been gouged out entirely. You feel no barriers of resistance. If you wanted to, you could look further into Graham's soul. Well, this is going to be an unpleasant soul to look at, but I think we have to. You project out toward the maimed soul in front of you, merging with it, its confusion and fear becoming yours as it whisks you into its depths. You're in your cell. A key turns. The door creaks open on neglected hinges. Thoughts come to you in waves, incomplete, broken, fearful. Standing at the door is a rotund, balding man. His upper teeth and pointy nose remind you of a rat. He beckons, apologetic. You don't want to go. Anything else. In your mind is a single word, and the word is no, but it dissolves before it reaches your lips. You press against the back wall, cornered. You cried out. In darkness, you fight against unseen restraints. You cannot move your arms or legs. The man walks into the room carrying a lit candle, its meager flame casting long shadows across books and machinery. Straps bind your arms and legs. Cold metal circumscribes the crown of your head and the breadth of your chest. The man is sorry. He is in need of raw materials. They dismantled his work and he needs another source. He needs to show them he was right. He thanks you. Then he turns a knob and you feel yourself begin to crack from within, and you can feel pieces of you torn away like having your insides chewed by a horde of rats, and you're screaming a scream you can barely hear. Another night. Heavy footsteps outside your door. Coming for you. You look through a slit in your door. The flesh giant, the artificial being, just outside, but facing left. Facing the end of the hall. The boy there. The boy looks with interest at the giant, then collapses to the floor like a shed snakeskin. The giant convulses for a moment, then rights itself, turns away, and leaves. Graham looks at you, still wild-eyed, but somehow more present. He nods at you, then walks back to the end of his cell. Yeah, that's not okay. Alrighty. Oh, I see. Most of these we can't really have meaningful conversations with. They're just insane. Graham is the only one we could actually kind of talk to. Except for whoever's behind this door, perhaps. A willowy, adolescent boy stands in the center of his cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead. The occasional blink is only movement, and it's unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, dull-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you should wish it. This feels like a bit of a violation, but we gotta learn information here. You close your eyes and edge forward towards the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malice comes over you. You're cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It's predatory and pitiless, and you've crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging into some interminable abyss of thought and memory. You're standing in a cell now, the same cell in the same sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you're waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. When the construct is close, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You're rushing toward the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly you think to yourself, quickly, and you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within it. Encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel, you're strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors, unheeded by the other constructs and scrutinized only by the weary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you're pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you're outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You're acting for the crowd, deliberately standing still, but this is no play. What was this about? A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you'd tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Unlike the others, this one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says, and he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls along the side of the man's brow. But the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as a crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you've been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body's infused with the soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with the scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there's obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another, and another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. How do you feel? He asks at a volume meant for the crowd. And this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? Damn. So this soul, whatever it is, hardcore sabotaged Azo. But also, Azo then turned to like super unethical means of gathering more soul energy, so I don't... You're pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form the thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you've seen before, expansive with a tall device encasing an Adram monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You're yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There's no mistaking now that it is the soul of the man who caused your awakening that gazes out from that borrowed husk. A watcher. This soul's pretty evil, although Azo also went off the deep end. I'm looking for some answers here. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems for that moment that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he was about to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look. You hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You're like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backward with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there's no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. I assume the soul's about to try to enter my soul. Oh no, he went into the flesh golem. The other flesh golem. The third flesh golem. Oh god. Oh boy. Alrighty then. This is a problem. Yeah. Okay, so there's like multiple... Oh, poor Graham. Oh damn, we actually earned money from our taxes for once. Now is a great time to do some management on this, I think, personally. Have we finished? No, we're still a little ways away from finishing the Warden's Lodge. I don't think I can build multiple things at once, can I? Yeah, no. Okay. I got enough money for it. Anyway, boss fight happening. Okay, I and the Loth need to be back here. Kana can be like slightly closer with Sagani. Actually, Sagani I guess should go there, Kana there. Ader, Durance, you need to go after those constructs. Is this a vessel? It is. That's actually fantastic news from the point of view of the fact that we have Durance in our party. We should let them all get close and then hit them with the Holy Radiance. In the meantime, this seems like a good time probably to get some consecrated ground going. Right, and then if you two would hit the flesh, let's probably start, I don't know. I feel like there should be a way of saving the patients, but I don't think there is, so. The leader got knocked down. That's unfortunate. Is there gonna be a third flesh construct? I don't know. We better go for the Holy Radiance before we run out of them. Special stuff. Or, I mean, before Durance gets beaten to death like he usually does. Aloth, why don't you cast Noxious Burst on that whole area? Okay, I don't know where that is, but we'll figure it out. Boy, the flesh constructs. Okay, Graham just got obliterated. Sorry, buddy. Nobody's hurt too badly, so we're fine so far. The constructs are pretty tough, it looks like, so I'm gonna go for a fire spell on that one. Loth, if you would maybe try to blind these two patients. Sagani, if you could maybe finish this guy off ASAP. Kana, how are we doing on the chanting? Not great. But we'll get there. No, one of those is dead. Alright, good. I don't know if we actually got the other one with blindness, but let's just hit him with magic missile. Hopefully he'll stay dead. Ooh, Itamak is dead though. There is another flesh construct. Those are pretty durable. Durance, did you actually manage to cast Consecrated Ground? I feel like you did not. Could you please do that? Kana has this now. Let's go for that. One patient is almost dead, but Scani is kind of getting beaten up. Probably swap to these weapons since you're in melee. Ader is fine, actually. Maybe, see if you can knock down one of those flesh constructs, eh? Ader's also getting mobbed pretty bad, though. And there's a patient attacking me. Alright, Olaf. Why don't you hit that weaker flesh construct with that? Scani, you don't seem to be okay. Ooh, Scani's down. That's not good. What the hell is that? Oh, hell. Batix had just turned into some kind of nightmare creature. I'm gonna hit her with a book real quick, which will doubtless solve our problems. Let's try to Pillar of Faith these flesh constructs here. Or how about these here then? Yeah. Okay, got rid of the thing that was attacking me personally. Pretty sure we're winning, it's just a matter of seeing it through fully here. Okay, Pillar obliterated that. There's only 2 flesh constructs left. And 2 patients. Alright, Durance. Nothing that... He doesn't have anything that's really useful damage-wise. He's much more of a support class. Just focus on beating up Evil One for now. Ader, try to... You're out of knockdowns, okay. Kana has more spell skin, good. Why don't you go with that and try to clear those 2 away a little. I will cast Flame. Whatever the hell this is on that thing. Kinda, why the hell are you all the way over here? Really don't feel like that's what I said to do, but... Okay. Oh, good. And we all leveled up even. Sounds like things are not okay outside.
At once.
But hold on, let me loot this first. The chains groan with added weight. Crescent bite marks pit the edges of the cot. Bucket reeks of awful. I think things are maybe not okay. I'm gonna quick save. I think things are not okay out in the rest of the sanitarium, possibly. Yeah. Ader, hold the door. All of the flesh constructs must be attacking people, probably. Immune. They're goddamn vessels. Why are they immune? Alright, well, I've got one thing that they're probably not immune to.
Lava.
We're not immune to that. Confirmed.
Let's burn!
That's it.
What the hell's Sagani? Oopsies.
Ready one.
Yes?
Well, we killed that pretty well without her.
If it
what's
makes
going
your
on out
rest easier.
Oh god, it's full of weights. Okay. Hold up, Durance's thing here is very good at using weights, I think. Yeah.
Yes?
Oops, Sagani's still using her knives. Back to your bow, please.
At once.
What's my current quest as far as this goes? It doesn't even, it just says subdue Uskgrim. I don't know where the hell Uskgrim is. I'm gonna head for the guy's office on the basis that he might be over there. No, but Azo is. What have you done? Okay, I don't have time for this. Where'd Uskgrim go? Further out into the main sanitarium? I hear the screaming and all. Yeah, fair. You should probably get out of here. Think he went upstairs? Or was he in the other wing that I didn't check out? No, upstairs is still normal. He must be downstairs still. I don't know where. Over here, perhaps? I see more corpses over there, so maybe. Okay, well, there's something. Yes, wicked. Several wicks. Yeah.
I'm here.
That ability is very helpful against weak undead types. And where the hell? Is there something on the other side of here? Oh yeah. Huh, I didn't find this before. I don't think. Okay, but it's not where this guy went either. Over here somewhere? I don't know what I'm missing about this. Been here and here. Been through there. Nope, that's this guy's room again. Oh, well, technically the quest is finished, but have I actually done it? I still hear a lot of... Oh! Oh, did I just close that? Maybe. Am I done here? I mean, we did win the fight. I feel like maybe we are. Alright, let's go talk to the statue upstairs. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. Well, it's complicated. You finish your explanation and Ethelmower breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest they're all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I'm grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal. Bro, all the patients in the entire North Ward are dead. But okay. What of Azo? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? Well... On the one hand, the leaden key did take advantage of Azo. Azo's original experiment would actually probably have been successful without the leaden key. Potentially, which would have been huge. On the other hand, he then turned into hardcore, unethical, draining people's souls to fund his future experiments, so... I'll just say the neutral option. The leaden key would have found a way to interfere even without him. Your half answer suggests a bias, but it also suggests it's as close to the truth as I'll get from you. Caveman will remain here, but he'll be monitored, and under no circumstances will he have access to any equipment. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably... I mean, he did some real messed up stuff, but... Thanks for watching, adventurers. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing. Have a nice day, adventurers. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.